I grew up in the West End, in the community in which the Romac will live in the historic Regal Theater. The fact that it's such an old building, but it's still fairly nicely preserved outside, it's kind of an honor to be fixing up a space that means so much to so many people. It opened in 1913, and it was a casino. It also was the house for vaudeville entertainment. It was the house for live performances. It was a place that the high schools could do talent shows in the community. And a lot of national acts would come to Cincinnati and perform in the Regal. Every musician that performed in Cincinnati during those decades would have visited the Regal. Once the facility turned into a movie theater, the theater had a specialty of showcasing African-American flicks. Movies like Shaft, movies like Black Coffee. There were all these movies that celebrated kind of this empowerment phase of what was going on in the community, where you saw all black cast, or you saw African Americans having leadership roles in these films. And so it's an important part of our history just that this place existed. And then it also was known for showing all the best karate flicks. And we love to interact with those karate flicks. The biggest niche for us was that as community kids, when we came there, we would get free popcorn and hot dogs with our ticket. But those experiences of having a movie theater that was really an institution that saved a lot of us from just being in the streets or not being connected. It kept us. It actually was a haven for the West End. The building's been condemned since the early 1990s. The community dynamics of utilizing the facility changed. There's been one or two owners after the original owners that had some great ideas, but it is a very old building. It has some very unique architect inside of it and how it's made. One of the things that we're going to do is actually make it a historical designation to kind of maintain the look of the building. The Romac will be the perfect organization to live in the historic Regal Theater. Romac is our abbreviation for the Robert O'Neill Multicultural Arts Center. It's named after my father, who was Robert O'Neill. He was an artist and an activist here in Cincinnati. I'm the founding director, and my father's the visionary behind this great institution. The purpose of the organization is to be a multidisciplinary arts center that gives a voice to Black, Indigenous people of color, and also gives an opportunity for emerging and professional artists to get services that allow them to do art as a business or as an entrepreneur. The goal of the center will be to have exhibitions and performances and dance programs and classes, but also to actually teach artists foundational skills that they'll need to actually be professional artists. One of the things that we talked about is that our theater concept will be like a dinner theater concept, and we can support smaller African-American owned and multicultural businesses to be our caterers. Kind of creating a different atmosphere, so the experience inside the space is always kind of connecting, and our inclusiveness of kind of bringing artists together at a grassroots space will allow this kind of synergy where people will be excited about being with each other and not just watching a play or just watching a performance. We're also going to have a Cincinnati Black History Museum exhibition there that will talk about Black Cincinnati from the 1800s to 1950s. My father has a collection of photographs that he collected with other photographers in the neighborhood, and it deals with everything from the first Black police officer, who was Henry Hagerman, to the first Black mayor, which was Theodore Berry. The whole exhibition lived in a facility at the Cincinnati Museum Center, and I actually was the curator there. That was one of my first professional jobs when I came back from college. The exhibit was called Being and Around Natty Town, and for 11 years we did programming there. It was an exciting space that people could actually see the rich heritage of the city, as well as the rich heritage of the West End. We are currently housed in the Lincoln Recreation Center, which is also in the West End. It's right next to the Regal. It's kind of a cool synergy because when I was younger, we spent our days at the Lincoln Center taking ceramic classes and doing recreational things, playing basketball. And then we spent our daytime at the Regal watching cartoons and movies. It's really kind of a nice connection to be able to do programming out the Lincoln Recreation Center, and that we can bring some diversity in what they do there when it comes around the arts, and we also can be close to our future home. Our greatest hopes is that we will have some kind of groundbreaking in 2023, and that the project will be ready where we're able to walk into the building at the latter part of 2024, 2025. It's a $23 million project. We're talking about the build out, living in it, endowing it as an organization. There's a $12 million gap that we need to raise. We have $1 million in from the capital budget. The state was gracious to give us and believe in this project. We have a great partner with the Port Authority of Cincinnati that is guiding us with other resources that we need to make this happen. We have great funders who have supported some initial programming. Those are our local organizations that have said, this is powerful and let's make this happen. But we're going to have to raise $12 million to actually make this happen. And it's not an obstacle as much as it is a challenge. It's just how this will work and how to make this beautiful building mean something to our city and to have the value that it used to have to the community in the past. But it definitely is worth saving, and it's exciting that I get to be part of that legacy. The history will be there, the Art Deco will be there, and also the community will be there.